it's July 27th, and we find ourselves in Isaiah chapters 44 through 48. If you remember, repetition is the Bible's way of highlighting something or pointing out that something is really important. In today's passage, God repeatedly reminds his people that he is the only God. In chapter 44, God reminds the Jews that it was him who made them. He says, "I am the first and I am the last. Besides me, there is no God." And then he asks them the rhetorical question, "Is there any God besides me?" He says, "There is no rock. I know not any." God then goes on to point out the stupidity of worshiping an idol or a false god. A person pays another person to make it, and the making of the idol makes the craftsman tired and hungry and thirsty, not stronger and more satisfied. Idols were made from wood that was also used for other purposes, like being burned so that people could cook and be kept warm. Later on, the passage describes how people have to move an idol from place to place because idols don't move on their own. And it's this thing that they bow down to and worship and pray to? How stupid. Idols aren't alive. They cannot see or even understand anything. But God, he has saved Israel over and over again. Then God says something really amazing, starting in chapter 44, verse 26. It says, "Who confirms the word of his servant and fulfills the counsel of his messengers, who says of Jerusalem, she shall be inhabited, and the cities of Judah, they shall be built, and I will raise up their ruins. Who says to the deep, be dry, I will dry up your rivers. Who says of Cyrus, he is my shepherd, and he shall fulfill all my purposes. Saying of Jerusalem, she shall be built, and of the temple your foundation shall be laid." What you need to understand is that Isaiah is writing this down almost 300 years before Cyrus, the king of Persia, is even born. And yet in 444 BC, Cyrus would conquer the Babylonians and tell the Jews that they can go back to their land and rebuild their cities and their temple. This is the type of prophecy that makes up just over 25% of the Bible. Prophecy is God's supernatural mark that the Bible is indeed his word. Chapters 45 through 48 repeat over and over again in many ways and many examples that there is no other God except the God of the Bible, and there never will be. So what can we take away from today's passage? First, there is no other God besides the God of the Bible. And second, prophecy is one of the many things that show us the Bible is God's word and not the invention of humans. My prayer for us today is that we would know more than ever that the God of the Bible is the one and only God, and that we would be encouraged by the fulfilled prophecy of the Bible that confirms the many truth it contains. We can trust God and his word. If you haven't done so already, please download our Through the Bible reading plan at HesperiaCommunityChurch.org/throughthebible. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.